Hey, welcome, all my right thinkers. Thanks for tuning in. Check out your boy, P Funk. Thinking right out here in the lab. I done changed books again. I got to get some more information for you. This is the good one. This is the origins, the African origins, okay? Where things come from and where they originated. That's what we about to get into. 1 second. Yeah, sorry about that. Oh, we about to go into the rabbit hole. I came out the Nile Valley and then did the pyramids. Now I'm gonna take you on storytelling, mythology, myths, and its origins, psychology behind it, spirituality, the metaphor language, the plot, and the theme. All this is gonna be understood when I get done. Hopefully, this is the lesson we about to get into. Let's go. Rightism, 25 would live by. Storytelling, story with a message. There's a message in the story for life. I give you life lessons. You turn them, receiving them. I appreciate you. We got a good thing going. Let's do what we do. Right thinking mission is to enlighten, inspire, educate, and motivate you, the individual, to a higher spiritual level of enlightenment. Right thinking way of life through mental and spiritual discipline, practice daily, will help and guide you to obtain your goal of reaching spiritual enlightenment, aka know thyself. My mission that all right thinkers know thyself. If you're a right thinker, your goal is to know thyself. See where we're going with this? Let's get there together. So I asked the question, do you know you? You will when I get through. That's what I do. It's rhetorical, but if you don't have an answer for yourself, tune in. I got you. A person who knows not and knows not that they know not is foolish. Disregard them. A person who knows not and knows that they know not is simple, but you can teach them. That's why I do what I do for you. Appreciate you too. Stay tuned. I got more for you. A person who knows not and believe and think that they know is dangerous, avoid them. I do. A person who knows and knows not that they know is spiritually asleep. I can awaken them. I'm your spiritual alarm clock here to wake you up with knowledge of self. That's what I do for you. A person who knows and knows that they know is wise. Follow them. All these persons reside in you. Right thinkers, know thyself and to Maya be true. Ooh, ooh, ooh. I'm in Big Ben. This is what I call my Big Ben book. This has got everything in here. I'm gonna take a little bit out here. We're gonna go down the rabbit hole of myths, mythology. Okay, let's start with understanding mythology and the psychology behind it. Starting right now. Let's go. Since the study, this is a long title. It says myth and its origins. Remember, this is the book of origins. So we're going to talk about the beginning, the psychology and the spirituality, the metaphoric use, the language that is speak, the plots and the theme behind the stories. All that's a mouthful, but it should be enough to get you interested so I can break this down for you. Next page or two of information about mythology. Then I'm going to give you the keys and how to learn. Listen, oh, we got some good stuff. Let's go. Rabbit hole time. We're doing myths. Since the study of myth and mythic symbolisms from ancient scriptures, iconograph, etc., we're going to break it all down, will form an integral part of what we call a comparison of cultures. We must first begin by gaining a deeper understanding of what the myth is and the purpose of the myth. Quick breakdown. My definition, we can go, I got a whole bunch of, everybody got definition and understanding of what the word the myth means. Personally, after hearing everybody's, I make it real simple. See, I ain't gonna be going to Allen's of great profound statements or quotes, but my thing, a myth explains what can't be explained. Explaining the unexplainable. However you want to break it down, but I got that from my man Alan Watts. I can't say I made that up, but that was his concept. I thought that was cool. So yeah, that says it all right there. All right, but that was just my little take. But with this understanding of myths, we may then undertake the study of what we call the Assyrian myth. That's the life story that they portray out of Egypt is our story, okay? And of any other mythical story. Everybody has a myth. Everybody have a creation story. Every culture has based around their culture, their environment, their gods and goddesses concept. It's universal. And we look back and they all got one common thread that I recognize in over years of studying over 30 years. They all pertain to God. Everybody's trying to get understanding about God. By hook or crook. So understand that. And the myths was one of the major ways. And the Bible told us, y'all Bible thought, oh, this is little. The Bible is really, no, it's not. It's a book of allegorical, mythological stories. Why don't you understand that part? That's what I got a problem with. Never mind understanding the book. If you think that book is literal, you ain't never going to get what intention that book is for. To educate, to enlighten, and to inspire and motivate you. Not to psych you out or have you believe it is real. Sorry. I had to get that out the way because there's a lot of that going on. Well, the Bible's real. People in the Bible. All right, let's get into the myth. Sorry about that. It freaks me out. The American Heritage Dictionary defines the myths as follows. Now, if you're going to deal with the American Heritage Dictionary, we're going to deal with Compton's Encyclopedia. We're going to deal with and Carter, Funk, and Wagner's Encyclopedia. So these are all reputable people with their definition of myths. All right, let's go. The American Heritage defines myth as follows. There's three categories, or three different ways they define it. Number one, a traditional story presenting supernatural beings, aka gods or goddesses, ancestry beings, or heroes that serve as a primordial type of primitive view of the world. I'm in that book right now. Got information from there right now. Okay? But everybody got a beginning, everybody got a concept, and everybody got their mythological story to explain it and break it down. Explaining the unexplainable. That's what the myth's job is to do. Try to get you clarity and understanding. All right? Storyteller, they call it. Same thing. Number two, a fictitious or imaginary story, person or thing. The first thing people think of myth is not real. Okay, think of that damn book. It's not real. But y'all take that book and think it's real. But myth, no, and myth, again, misunderstanding. Number three, a false belief. That's religion. That's what religion is. The myth of religion is a false belief. Why? Because y'all falling for the okie doke. If you want to make miracles, if you want to make something happen, you shouldn't have to work so hard if you knew how to do it with the truth. When you try to make a lie real, you gotta work real hard. And then when it happens, it's a miracle. Yeah, for the people who know, how the hell he do that? We know this don't do that. How he do that? Moving on. Let's get to the myth. Get out of there. Let them have their thing. All right. Again, the American Heritage Dictionary defines a myth as a body of myths, stories, about the origin and history of a people or even creation. Okay. What else you got other than the myth? About something that we wasn't here. Explain to me something that's unexplainable. That's what the myth job is to do. To get you clarification, understanding. That's a meeting point, so to speak. All right. Number two, the study of myths. That's not a definition. But again, this is their this is everybody. We all hear the same thing, universally. But we all have a different perspective about it when we try to explain it or define it. I understand that. That's what I get. The American, how about this? No, we got the Random House Encyclopedia. Now they define myths, they just go in. These are the intellectuals. Okay, now this is their interpretation of the myth. A body of myths or traditional stories dealing with gods and legendary heroes. Okay. The myth of a people serves to present their worldview of their culture. Theirs, not somebody else's, just theirs. They write their explanations of national phenomena, their religious and other beliefs. Right there. Right there. If what they feed in you is not good, you're not going to manifest anything. Moving on. Mythological literature includes the Greeks, naturally, the Iliad and the Odyssey. Those are two books. Okay? And the Scandinavians had one, the Edda, E-D-D-A. The Indians had Ramayana. Everybody had literature, mythology, Bibles, okay, that We got the book of coming forth by day. Y'all call it the book of the dead. We all had literature that break down mythological stories and gave us a breakdown and understanding to teach. I'm a teacher. I teach philosophical concepts. I got my own, so I throw them in every now and then when I get a chance, okay? But again, everybody had it. The Babylonians had Gilgamesh. Everybody got a story. Got them in Mesopotamia, they got the Anunnaki. Now y'all big on the Anunnaki all of a sudden. They're bad. Really? Again, perspective and concept, and now that we in the information age, you're going to get informed, you're going to get bombarded with information. Is it right information? Is it true information? Is it good information? Don't care. Just inform them. Just give it to them. The whole kit and caboodle. They're just throwing everything at y'all. And y'all ain't smart and swift enough to catch the stuff that you know. I'm like Mr. Wimpy. Okay, need a chair. I need a table. I need something to eat. I need some salt and pepper too. Okay, I know how to get what I need out of this world. That's the key to what? Surviving and being in it, but not of it. Use it to your benefit. Don't let it use you, because it will use you up. In the words of Bill Withers, okay? But various interpretations of myths have been made by anthropologists, Egyptologists such as Sir James Frazer and Claude Levi-Strauss, the gene-making man. In literature, myth has been used as the basis for poetry, romantic storytelling, dramas, plays, and other writings. It's a form of expression, and when done correctly, it's a beautiful thing. When understood right, it serves a purpose. My man Joseph Campbell, storyteller, mythologist, he break it down. He got that thing down to a science. Okay? Those are people who, when they do what they do, you want to listen to them. Why? Because they give you what they got. Okay? Moving on. In 50 years, I'll be that guy. Man, yeah, but when I was doing it, everybody give a damn. Like Christ. Nobody, all of a sudden, I'm famous? Where'd that come from? Oh, well, 50 years, man, all right. But when I was dead, what y'all do? Just throw me up. Moving on, concessionally. All right. Again, myth are teaching tools. Okay? It's one of the ways to get information to other people. Okay? Through myth telling, storytelling. You sit around, the man tell a story. But the man who tells a story know what he's talking about. You don't get the village idiot to tell stories. He made people laugh. He caught justice. Everybody had a role. The wise man role was to what? Educate. Go get high. Go out in the wilderness, the shaman, get his head right. Go out and have a trip and come back and do his thing. Everybody get a little ayahuasca and they just have at it. Moving on. But myth storytelling was the way to go. Now let's talk about from Compton's Interactive Encyclopedia. This is an excerpt that they're going to throw their 2 cents in. I like to take everybody's concept. I've been listening to everybody's, and I can have something to say about it. After I hear it, I can agree with or disagree with it. I ain't got a problem with my man's up here. Not at all. Okay? Now let's deal with this other one. Mythology. The origin of the universe can and have been explained by many modern astronomers and astrophysicists, while archaeologists and historians try to clarify the origin of human societies. Okay? In the distant past, however, before any sciences existed, the beginning of the world and its society were explained through mythology. What else we got? Theology. Same is the study of whatever it is, theories and concepts. That's all we got until what we manifest and make it our own. Now we got reality. Manifestation of a thought and a concept led to you by what? A myth that you can mimic, follow, and see it through. Simple as that. We all teach the spirit, and that's Haru. That's the spirit that's in me and you. It's been around since the beginning. Still is. Okay? All right, where we go. Now, the word myth is more often mistaken and misunderstood to mean fiction. It means not real. Wrong concept right there. See? Misinterpretation. So now, everything they think, when they hear myth, they go right to, man, that ain't true. So they don't think the Bible is the mythological book. But, everything in the Bible is true. But myths are lies. misinterpretation again, but it means fiction, something that never happened, a made-up story. Why would you want to make up creation? Just make it up. Just come up your ass with something makes no sense. Made up stories or fanciful tales, fairy tales. But behind every fairy tale, there's a plot and a meaning behind the story. Even when you're talking to the kids, you was a way of teaching. Every one of them had a story behind it and a plot, a theme, mythologically. Okay, the myth is really a way of thinking about the past, reenacting it. What's that? Mircea Eliade, a historian of religious once stated, myths tell only of that which really happened. One person say it's something that never happened. Another person, they experience this is telling you what happened. Again, different stroke, different folks. But those, watch this. This does not mean that myths correctly explain what literally happened. No, well, somebody was there. Okay, so all we got to go with is what somebody say. It does suggest, however, what? That behind every explanation, there is some reality and cannot be seen or examined. We inhale air. Perfect example. Without that, we ain't here. That thing in the sky that give us sunlight. If it don't shine, we ain't here. It's a few things that's necessity that gives us purpose and reason. And the myth to tell you about how it got there don't make a difference is there. So whatever you say how it got there, you can't argue that point. I'm way past that. Okay, as a teacher, I know the limit and understanding of what is going on. Trying to get systematically all that. I hate that. Don't play that game with me. I ain't got time for that. All right. But mythology, I'm almost done, is the study or a scienceology of myths, aka stories that they're deeper. You want the deeper implication, the plot, the meaning, the purpose. Y'all watch all these damn TV programs. They program you with a story. They lead you along to see if you can know who did it. Back in the day, the whole thing, the movie, do you know who did it? The butler did it. Always the butler, the wife. They always give you this drama. Okay, to keep you thinking. That's all. It's entertainment, art form. Right thinking, understanding, getting the plot. I love the Greek stories. Why? They had good plots. They had purpose and reason. I love that. I had a problem with none of that. Okay, again, I learned how to think and function through what? Seeing the story, hearing it, and getting the plot. Got you. Moving on. That's called learning. That's a process. And you do that, that's what you do. Still doing it to this day. In relations, when you get a deeper implication from the myth, and that's our whole purpose, in relations to what mythology, the term they like to use a lot of time is the word epic. Epic is something that happened. Now, they think epic really happened. All epics is something that they explain that happened. The Epic of Gilgamesh. Then what happens is a story. What makes y'all epic any different than mythology? That's the little thing right here. All right, so mythology, the term epic, is also used. The American Heritage Dictionary defines an epic as a long narrative poem that celebrates episodes of a people's heroic traditions. I'm gonna be nice. Okay, I'm moving on. Nope, not gonna do it. Not gonna do it. I'm not here to do that. I'm here to teach a concept. So let's talk about my man Funker Wagner. Let's get to them. I'm more into what they say. They got a good breakdown of it. So let's get to them. They acting. Funker Wagner Encyclopedia defines an epic. This is their definition of epic. Now, this guy, he did a long narrative poem that celebrates episodes of a people's heroic tradition. That's so vague. That's way too vague for a definition. That really don't tell you nothing. Moving on. I had to get that in. I couldn't resist. Something I just can't let go. That's all right. Let me talk about this Funker Wagner definition of an epic. A long time, again, they both say long narrative poem, but majestic, both in theme and style. Oh, it's wrote eloquently. The wording, thou and they, all that good stuff, yeah. But epics deal with legendary or historical events. The Epic of Gilgamesh, okay? The Iliad, okay? We all understand that in events of a national or a universal significance. That's involving what? Action, a broad sweep of grandeur, somebody stepping up and doing what they got to do. Most epics deal with exploits of a single individual. The Bible is full of epics of what? Single individuals. Okay? Down the birth line. Yeah. That's all it is. And that's fine. I ain't got a problem with that. But to believe that they would exist, that's the part issue with that. Moving on. But it's about single individual stories. So thereby giving unity to the conversation. Okay, putting it all together. But typically an epic involves the introduction of what? Supernatural forces. Luke used the force that shape the action. Conflict in a form of what? Battles. The battle between you and Haru, Set and Haru, the ego and the higher self. That's been going on since forever. It's like night and day. It's the oldest story going. It's the most continuous story ever told. Everybody got a way to tell it. Everybody gonna dress it up a little different. And that's fine. Like Easter Sunday. Put your best dress. Why? It look good. Because make the story. The story is just about dressing it up and make it look good, sound good. Okay? But conflict in form of battles or what? Other physical combats. The Jews, all their holidays are celebrated victories of war. Did you know that? They don't just, well, they throw a holiday out. They only celebrate victories of war. I ain't got a problem with that again. They got purpose and reason for what they do. I give respect for that. You got to. They ain't just willy-nilly haphazardly doing what they're doing. All right? But, and physical combat and certain stylistic conventions. An invocation to the muse, what makes it go. A formal statement of a theme, long list of protagonists involved, and set speeches couched in elevated language. Commonplace details of everyday life may appear, but they serve as the backdrop and the background for the said story and are described in the same lofty style as the rest of the poem. They saw it as an eloquent way of speaking, talking about life. Okay, but everybody didn't speak that way. Everybody wasn't literate. A lot of illiterate people couldn't understand and didn't follow the thing that the aristocrats were doing. They thought education was only for the people with money, the aristocrats. Okay, the common folk, they didn't need no God. They're ignorant of what? All right, to wrap it up. But these definitions I just gave you, broke it down, hopefully, that you better understand. We're about to get into the mythology rabbit hole. These definitions have been included here to give a reference as to what society at large, especially in the Western Hemisphere, has accepted as definitions and the purpose of mythological and epic literature. Now we will explore the initiatic, yogic, mystical meaning of myths. First, however, one may definition is required. One more definition is required, Now we need to merely understand the word metaphor. We use metaphors, most of us sling them around, okay, but metaphor, the American Heritage Dictionary defines a metaphor as follows. Now, you may think you know the metaphor is. You may think you know the definition. Let's see what they say. A figure of speech in which a term that ordinarily designates an object or an idea and is used to designate or dissimilar object or idea in order to suggest the comparison between the two. An analogy, as in the phrase evening of life. What the hell? But that's the metaphor. Life at the end, in the evening of life. Okay. But see, if you explain it just to say it, you might not get it. But when you explain it, I get it. Okay? Like my man Euclid. Aha, Eureka. I got it. When something explained to you that said to you that you didn't get, and then explain to you, oh, the light on, I get it. That's all. That's the art of teaching, to get you to have the light on all the time. When I'm giving it to you, I want the light to be on. Why? I want you to get it the whole time, not every now and then. So that's the metaphor rabbit hole we're in right now. I'm gonna stop right now, but I'll be back with the good stuff in a minute. Right now, closing right thinkers, may you all let it be 100, me, 100 minus a day. So I've known that my right thinkers who started going down this rabbit hole of mythology with me have passed away. We about to have some fun. I'll be right back.